Good morning everyone, I'm in the Cupra Tavascan VZ, the all-wheel drive version, 77 kilowatt hours usable, 250 kilowatt motors, because we have all-wheel drive. It's powerful, and today I'm gonna do a long distance test. I'm gonna drive around 650 kilometers, something like this. This car has a bit of a higher consumption than, what did I test the last time? Can't even remember. And it's freezing. It was 1 degree when I started, now it's 2.5 degrees, so I need the heat. Battery is cold, needs to be heated up for charging. Everything will take a bit longer. And oops, I don't want to drive for 10 hours, so I'm doing 650 kilometers. And for us important is what will be the average speed. Can it be 100 kilometers an hour average speed including charging? We'll see. I'm using a better route planner to plan the route. I already planned everything yesterday, but now since I have a premium membership, I have it with Android Auto in here, and I get the real-time data from the car via Tronity, which is so cool. So the Cupra Tavascan is connected to Tronity. You know that I'm talking about it all the time. They are a sponsor of this videos of my channel. So and Tronity gets from the mobile connection of the car all the data, state of charge, range, when it's charging, and all of this location. And a better route planner takes the data from Tronity and puts it in here. The adjustment of the state of charge that I have in real time doesn't work perfectly because Tronity doesn't connect, or the car doesn't connect to the mobile connection every second, but it adjusts every few minutes. Right now I have 6% difference, but I've seen it before. Then suddenly it just jumps around. It's just 1% that it's off, and that's fine. It says for the planning, I arrive at Tronity Altdorf, where I haven't been before. It's a new charger on the way to Nuremberg. I'm excited about that, to see a new Ionity. Just opened up a few months ago. I started with 80% from home, and I drove 112 kilometers. It's still 75 kilometers to the charger. I should arrive with 18%. We'll see if this is accurate. It tells me that all 8 chargers are available at the moment, which is cool. I see my real-time speed up here, GPS 107. It's a speed limit here with 100. So I'm driving slower, and now it's over the speed limit, but I know this street, it's so cornery right now, so I'm waiting a bit. Yep, and my climate is on 24 degrees because it's freezing. I have the seat heater on 2, sometimes at 3. The seat heater is weird. At 3 it gets really hot, and at 2 it's cold. And at 3 it is, when it gets hot, after a while it gets colder, which it should do. But I need it in 3. And 24 degrees is not amazingly hot in here. And I also noticed every time when I go, for whatever reason, the rear is being heated up as well, even though the seatbelts are not in, nobody's sitting, nothing heavy is in there. So I put it on low for the rear seat, so it don't have incredible high consumption. My battery temperature is at 75%. We'll see how it is when we're almost there, and if I need to preheat, I will do that manually, since I'm using a better route planner and cannot start the navigation to a charger preheat, but that's just fine. I'm at the first charger. It's Ionity, and it's the new ones. The new 400 kilowatt, 200 kilowatt on each side hyperchargers. And it says it on top, maximum 200 kilowatt that you can charge. and it's a hypercharger, so it doesn't show the charging screen all the time. You have to press. I'm getting 116 kilowatt right now. I arrived with 12% or so, and here are the Porsche ones. No, not the Porsche ones, the other ones, the different design. I don't know how they're all called. No idea. Drive here was totally fine. It was foggy like crazy, cold. It's still cold. It was horrible to reach this thing because I drove on this road there, but there's no connection from this road to Ionity. You have to go a different way, where of course there's no sign and anything, and the better route planner had no idea, which I get. How would you know when the location is here? You think, I'm going on this road and then there will be a connection or something, but there isn't. No, there's a path there for pedestrians, but not for cars, so I had to find a different way, but I found it. It was no problem. It was just 2 minutes for nothing. 120 kilowatt, 121 kilowatt already. It's a nice location, remote, so it means I can go pee, which is always awesome. I like that, but there's nothing here. So on the other side, we can't even go shopping, the car dealerships. Yeah, but I think I saw McDonald's or something on this thing, but who cares? Yeah, that's nice. It was a nice drive. Amazing on a long distance trip with the Cupra Tavascan. You can preheat the battery. You can do it when you navigate to a charger. Today we used a better route planner, so no navigation here. So it didn't preheat the battery navigating here, but I did it manually in between, and it was at around 92% of the battery temperature it needs for perfect charging. So that is fine. That's really okay. Consumption was pretty high. We're gonna look at this in a second. But again, preheated the battery. It's really cold, and the heat pump had to work a lot because I'm freezing. Maybe because I'm just tired. But it was a nice drive. It was comfortable, even though it was foggy and everything. I was driving 130 the whole time. Had the cruise control 130, steering assist on. It was nice. A better route planner tells me I have to charge to 77%. That will take a bit. And let's look at our consumption. We had 269 watt-hours per kilometer, drove from 80 to 12% with 187 kilometers in an hour and 46 minutes. I have 89 kilometers of range right now, and I drove in comfort mode, by the way. Back on the way, charged to the 77% that a better route planner said. We're now on the way to the turnaround point, and then on the way back, charge 11 minutes at the first Ionity and then 18 minutes at the Ionity we just were, and then we go back to where we started. At 9:40 it tells me I will be at the turnaround point. That's in 147 kilometers. And then when we have reached that, I will see at what state of charge I will arrive at the charger and everything. But I want a different view. I can have 3D, but I want the normal 2D view. That's my thing. I just was at a gigantic construction zone, I don't know, 20 kilometers of 80 and 100. Yeah, annoying. That is not good for our average speed. Boo! But good for our consumption and state of charge on arrival at the charger. Which also could be bad, because if you arrive with a too high state of charge, charging power is not that great. So we'll see. It still thinks I arrive with 33% at the turnaround point, and I can see that I'm going by where I have to charge soon, but we're going further, turning around and then charging there for 10 minutes. And what did the plan change there? 19 minutes on the other charger and then back. I just was at the turnaround point. In 48 kilometers I will charge at Ionity. It tells me I arrive with 12%. I think it will be a bit less because it thinks I have 30% state of charge, but here it says 26. And I don't know if this is a better route planner not receiving from Tronity or Tronity not receiving from the car. No idea. 47 kilometers to go of 82 kilometers of range. What is that? 36 kilometers margin. Tells me I should charge for 10 minutes. That seems okay. Everything is fine. I then on the way back have to go through the whole construction thing again. What was that? Then at the end, 25 kilometers of construction or so. Horrible. Really horrible. I'm at the next charger and it's completely full. I even had to charge here at the 50 kilowatt charger for 5 minutes because there was someone trying to charge here and he wanted to charge with an app. And since the screen doesn't work, he tried many times and nothing worked. But I plugged in card and everything worked right away. So maybe with the app you can see what's happening, and then he left. But he was waiting for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. But it works fine. Yeah, totally full here. We gonna charge only to 40% and then go on, and we go to the same charger. We were 41% or something, so we get fast as possible to our destination. I'm in the construction road right now. I drove already a few kilometers and then it's gonna be another 20 kilometers or so. I'm here again, same charger. I used a different one this time. And again, I drove wrong. But I came from the other direction. I didn't know what it looks like. And better route plan again led me to this road there, which is wrong. But arrived here with 12% charge to 69. It says I will charge maybe 1% more to 70. And then we arrive at a Tesla supercharger where we end the trip today. And maybe I charge there a bit. I don't know yet, or go home. Yeah. So this stupid construction zone was so long. It took so much time, and then in between when there wasn't construction for 2-3 kilometers, I drove 150, and then at the end even 180 to make up a bit of time. Horrible. Horrible. And the state of charge didn't suffer too much, so that was okay. But yeah, charging here a bit. Well, we'll take a bit to 70% from 12% on, and then we go in the direction of home. I charged to 72% on the way. I should arrive with 19% at the Tesla supercharger. It's 133 kilometers to go of 180 kilometers of range, so no problem. I could even drive a bit faster. I'm driving 130. Maybe I should drive 140. Do I do that? Do I dare? I dare. Yeah, I have to talk about how the Cupra Tavascan VZ is on the long distance trip, because today 700 kilometers almost. That is a long distance trip. Noise level amazing. Comfort when it comes to driving, steering assist, cruise control is awesome, really great. What I'm missing would be on a long distance trip is the massage. I like that on a long distance. When I drive 2 hours it's fine, but after a few hours more I would really have a bit of a massage in the seat. That's nice. Not in here. It's still freezing out there, 3.5 degrees. So we will never get warm today. Consumption today is a bit high. Again, I understand it. Battery heating in the beginning and then heat the whole time it was needed. It's cold. But I had a lot of I drove 130 and then a long, so 50 kilometers of 80 and 100. No, it's not the most efficient car, especially in the winter. It has a heat pump, but that's how it is. And it's okay. Charging was fine. It wasn't horrible, it wasn't amazing. I wasn't done in 2 minutes, but it also was fine. It didn't take too long. And it worked every time, and I got my 130 kilowatt or so, a bit more maybe. So I'm happy with the drive. And then the consumption, show you here, 257 watt-hours per kilometer, 553 kilometers driven. Average speed is already low, and this is mostly without charging. So even just driving, the average speed was really low. I drove 130 for the first, would say almost 200 kilometers, but then 50 kilometers really slow, and that put the average speed so down. Ugh. I'm at 51%, 159 kilometers of range, and I have 115 kilometers to go. That's the head-up display. And by the way, the AR part, so the arrows and everything with navigation, they work with a better route planner too. Cool. If you need a charging solution for your trip through your country or through all of Europe, then check out Maingau Autostrom. With Maingau, you can charge at over 550,000 charging stalls all over Europe. You can start your charging process with the card, with the app, or with this tiny little chip that you can have on your keychain. Check them out in the link in the description below. I arrived with 8%. I'm charging here the Tesla supercharger. I arrived at 13:09. And I started at home this morning at 6 a.m. So it was 7 hours, let's say 5 minutes less because I did something here. So around 7 hours for 670 kilometers, so not 100 kilometers an hour average speed, but this horrible construction zone where I drove so slow. But also in the end, from Regensburg down here, the 100 kilometers, I drove 140, then 150, then even a few times 180. Consumption 262, average speed just for driving 109, or when the ignition was on. But I was outside of the car when it was charging a few times. So this is not, like I said, 7 hours to 6 hours, 10 minutes, 15 minutes are missing here. Let's look at the result a bit. First, average consumption was 262 watt-hours per kilometer. The trip showed me 670 kilometers. I put everything in Google Maps, even where I drove wrong and everything, and it's 675 kilometers. It took around 7 minutes. I don't know the exact minutes because I went to the bathroom once and I put in cameras and stuff. So, and maybe when I wasn't charging, I was still at the charger doing something, setting something up. So around 7 hours, maybe a bit less, and that gets me to 96 kilometers per hour, 96.43. That is okay, considering, like I said 2 million times in the video, of this horrible construction. And I started at home. That's important. I didn't start right at the highway, so the 12, 13 kilometers or so to the highway I was in there, and I started at 80%. I didn't start at 100%. When you do that, you have 20% more in there, and then that gives you, of course, more range in the beginning. You can go further, so 20% further, where you can drive 130. So that's of course amazing. But what I wanted in this test drive here is to experience the more charging. I was scared if I charged to 100%, I only charged twice. And I wanted the 3 times charging. How is it to navigate to the charger when you arrive? How is the consumption when you drive a bit faster, when you drive a bit slower? When you plug in at 20% and 10%, what is it a big difference? And I think that was okay. The charging sessions is also very interesting. I charged 4 times because at the second time I charged only a few minutes at the 50 kilowatt charger, since the Ionity charger was occupied. But we see a very interesting thing. So first time at Ionity Altdorf I charged 54 kilowatt hours. It's not an exact number. The app doesn't show that anymore. That's sad. Not 54.376 or something. That's sad. I like that. 54 kilowatt hours, 20 in 27 minutes is an average power of 120 kilowatt average. From 12 to, what did I charge? 77% or something. That's pretty good as an average. Then second time was that 50 kilowatt charger. I had 48 kilowatt average power. Third time, 13 minutes, 26 kilowatt hours. Again, 120 kilowatt. And the last time, this was at Ionity Height Süd. And the last time again at Ionity Altdorf, 24 minutes, 50 kilowatt hours. And it's an average of 125 kilowatt average power. That is pretty good. So I'm okay with that. If I would have started right at the highway, if I would have driven a way that wasn't 50 kilometers of traffic as a construction zone, and if I would have charged at 100% from the beginning, I think we could be easily above 100 kilometers an hour average speed traveling at long distance. And even this is already good. This is something, it's 600 kilometers to get there. That means 6 hours as an average, almost. And I think that's awesome. And it was a nice ride. It was comfortable. Like I said, I had my negative things with the long drive, but it was great. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below. And here on YouTube, there's also channel membership. If you want to know what's happening behind the scenes of a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.